trust. Okay, so this feels a bit strange, moving straight into the Business Builder call. But I think, following on from the call that we just had, I know obviously a lot of us here have got really big goals moving into 2020. And as you guys build your teams and everything else, it's going to be really important, as we know, to lead from the front. And that Danielle Natoni checklist, for you guys, you should be at least a 14. You should be hitting Success Club. You should be in that kind of all-in mindset place. And if you're not, for whatever reason, it's going to be really important to address that, because as you bring people into the business, and you've heard me say this before, but they're going to do half of whatever you do. So whatever you're doing, in whatever capacity that you're showing up in your social media, for example, they're going to do half of that. And just really think about, for you, what that means. Are they going to be people that are going to come into the business and see success? Or are there places where you need to level up? And every single person that we've got here is beyond capable of leading and building their own highly successful team. I know we've got all of those people on here. So call yourself out on that. Perhaps after the call, sit down and work out where your weak spots are on that 15-point checklist. But really think about it. And obviously moving into the new year with Bar and everything else, just think about how you're going to leverage that so that you are building a team. And I think when we've got, for me, I'll just share, like, one of the struggles that I had as a kind of somebody doing a program, but also wanting to build a team. It's like it took me a while to get my head around how you do that whilst trying to get a greater percentage of coaches than of customers. And I know for some of you guys, you've got 50-50 mix, whatever it might be. But really be intentional about the way that you're posting as you're building. And if you look at my post, for example, you'll see, if you go into every one of my posts, for the most part, in every single post, in some way, I am pointing at the coach opportunity, even if I'm talking about the boot camps, because I'm linking features to benefits of coaching all the time, so that I'm sowing those seeds for my would-be coaches, so that even when I'm talking about a boot camp, definitely in my posts, I'm talking about it from the coach perspective, because that's what I want to attract. And it tends to work really well. So think about it for your posting and your stories strategy. I know, for example, when you're attracting people for a boot camp, you want to be sharing what that boot camp looks like, right, for the boot campers. If you're trying to attract coaches and build out your team for these diamond and star diamond goals, they need to see what that looks like. They need to see what the team page looks like. They need to see what the team calls look like. They need to see what your coach one-on-ones look like. They need to see you being that leader that they can then see for themselves. So really think about that. Are you including that in your posting strategy every day? And I know some of you guys don't have many coaches yet, and that's okay, but it doesn't mean that you can't share other people's successes with new coaches, other people's successes with their business that, that's being shared in the team page. If you look at the way that I do my stories, I'm always sharing successes of the team, because and actually, whether or not Donna had another new coach the other day, and I shared that in my story as well, because I want to show that we are a team, right? So it's not just about me, it's about everybody else. So really be intentional as you move through those programs. The other thing that I wanted to share, and be really interested to hear from you guys how it's all gone, because I know most of you guys have now done a sneak peek, and we'll just touch on that in a second, is that Donna and I, the sneak peek has gone really, really well. I think I've enrolled, I think total we've enrolled. Was your boot camper from the sneak peek as well? No. So hold on, between us, I think we've enrolled 6 people since Sunday from that sneak peek. So it's been phenomenal. And I think in terms of success and turnaround, that's more successful than even the sneak peek I did with Claire. So think about, I know you're all doing your own, and I think that's great. And I do encourage you to keep doing them every month. And I think certainly that's something I'm going to carry through. I'm going to be doing sneak peeks every month, because it's new content and it gets old people excited. And I was talking to, I can't remember who I was talking to about this, but in my old job, we would have new applicants and we'd have an old property. And we always used to say, new applicants, old property, old applicants, new property. And actually, suddenly the other day, I was like, it's like doing sneak peeks, right? Old applicants, new sneak peek. And that's exactly what I did. Every single person that's in the sneak peek, I just re-invited them. Nobody in that sneak peek, apart from I think 4 people, were new people. And they enrolled off the back of seeing a new sneak peek. So think about that for your business strategy. And I know that's something that I've really recently learned. So think about carrying that forward. And just think about, you know, again, like as Thomas said in his call, if you didn't watch it, where in the month are you going to do your sneak peek? When's it going to happen? I would encourage you to even get the dates booked in for the next 6 months when you're going to do your sneak peeks, dependent on when you're away, when the trips are, you know, when people are going to be around, when people are going to have money, you know, that kind of stuff. And build it in so that you become confident over the passage of time. But meanwhile, if you've perhaps done a sneak peek and you feel like it's gone well, but you haven't yet enrolled someone, it doesn't mean they're not going to. So do plug them into mine and Donna's, because I know, I think Tiff's gone, but Tiff plugged in a girl she'd actually seen Tiff's sneak peek. I think she'd seen mine and Claire's sneak peek, and then she saw mine and Donna's. And she is enrolling. It's just cash flow at the moment, but she is going to enroll. And that kind of, she ended up having a conversation with Donna and I and Tiff. I mean, how kind of committed she is, I don't know. But it's just a case in point to say that if you've got people who are perhaps thinking about it, just say, do you know what? Why don't you just watch this? This is another couple of girls in my team who've done a sneak peek, and just, there might be something that resonates with you. Yes. And what Donna said is absolutely right. Like linking up with other people in the community to do a sneak peek. I know Donna's doing a sneak peek with a girl from the States at the end of this month, which is really exciting. I'm linking up with Brooke Orchard. I'm doing one at the end of this month. So, you know, maybe you know somebody in the States that you've met. Maybe you know someone in Run Wild Hustle and Shine, the upline team. Like, just don't be afraid to speak to other people. Like maybe you've got another Beachbody coach who watches all your stories, or maybe you've built a connection with them because they connect with you, and maybe they are in a different team, or maybe they are in the States or Canada. Like, just really think about that, because it's so powerful. And that's what people, for the most part, initially, what people want to see is the community, and they want to connect with a story. And they might not connect with your story, but they might connect with somebody else's. So what I thought we would do is just move through, with that being said, what has worked well with your sneak peek, your plans for the month, and what you perhaps need help with or you're not sure on, so that we can all just, you know, have a bit of a conversation. So I don't know who wants to go first. Anyone? Marty will go. Lovely. Oh, I clicked unmute as you clicked it.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah. So I did have my little like live sneak peek on Instagram. I also did a video on what it's like to do coaching and what a virtual gym and challenge group is.
And that was amazing, by the way.
Thank you. I did a promoted post as well, and I have had about 35 applicants, and out of the 35, I've actually invited about into our actual sneak peek page. I think there's about 10 of them. So far, I haven't really heard back from a lot of them, so I will have to do my follow-ups. The 2 of them had said that they don't have the money right now, and that possibly at the end of January. So I had kind of like talked with them saying like, oh, well, you know, we could start you off with like a smaller package or something, but they're pretty adamant about like at the end of January. So I'll have to follow up with them then. But other than that, like I've had a lot of interest, but just nothing like concrete.
And maybe just coming back to what Donna said earlier, like think about what the feedback you're getting, like what's their struggle, and posting on that.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah, perfect. Well done. Well, it sounds like you've been really proactive, and to get 35 applications is amazing.
It's the promoted posts are awesome. They really work, but it's like I feel that because they haven't followed me in the past, they don't know very much about me, so they're probably more hesitant to actually enroll. Whereas the people that have been following my Instagram, like I'm constantly messaging out and inviting them and stuff, and they're either just like, you could see that they've seen the message and don't reply, or they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to the gym already, or I already have this, and I'm like, oh, this complements it perfectly. So it's just, yeah, it's a matter of, I guess, breaking them down a bit.
They might want to watch you for another 3-4 months, honestly. Like, I'm just gonna let my dog out again, sorry. That is just the way it goes, and they'll probably be in like your follow-up list for a long time. Some of those people, some will just suddenly convert, like as Donna said, some will suddenly see a post you've done and be like, I'm ready now, and you're like, oh, you've come out of the blue, like I didn't realize that was going to happen, which happens too. So just know that that's a normal part of the process. You'll have some people who will come right on in, and I will just say, like, I've had a few people who had recently followed me, and I think I've enrolled a couple of them, who had literally followed me like 10 days ago, and they've just been watching me, and I invited them into Sneak Peek, and they're like, yeah, sign me up. I'm like, okay. So that's the power of inviting on mass scale, because some of those people are going to make really quick decisions. So, you know, whether or not it's that you up your inviting strategy, and I was talking about that, I think last week, can't even remember when it was because the weeks are all muddling up, but that seems to be working really well for me, is just upping the invites and just committing to a number every day, no matter what that number is for you. Just double whatever you've been doing. And I will just say, like with invites, people often say I don't have time, and I just don't buy it at all, because to fire out 25 invites will take you max 10 minutes. It's just a case of making sure that you're following, you know, enough people.
Mostly on Instagram or on Facebook? Okay. I'm just afraid of getting blocked again.
Yeah, and you know, for me, like obviously I was blocked, but now I've been unblocked, I think, because my account's a bit more established, so I've probably got more actions that are allowed. So yeah, within reason, be careful, like just the way that you do it. But you know, if you're upping your invites organically by getting followers, by commenting and liking, and not like bulk liking all at once, it should be possible to definitely, like, if not double your invite numbers, at least up them by a third.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I will just share, like, I'll just share the invite I've been using for the Sneak Peek, since it's worked really well. I've just like, often for me, like I know Donna likes to build a connection before she invites, but I'm not that kind of person. So I'll often, like, they'll follow me and I'll just outright invite, because that's me. That's just who I am. Like, if someone was going to invite me, I wouldn't want them to beat around the bush. I'd be like, just spit it out. Just what is it you want? So I invite in the way that I'd want to be invited, which is what Kate Schultz says. And that works really well for me. So I just say, like, hey, thanks so much for following me. I don't know if you've seen in my stories, but I hosted a recent live Sneak Peek all about what we do as coaches. If I added you to it, would you like to learn more? Like, super casual. And for the most part, they're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, cool. Can you just screenshot your Facebook? I'll find you on there and invite you in. And it's just been really casual. And because I've not put a lot of like emotional weight on it in a way, I think that's what's working. It's just like, it's just a casual invite, and they're like, cool, okay, yeah, I'll take a peek. And I'm not getting them to fill out the link in my bio when I'm inviting, which was always something I did, but it's something I'm trying, because I know, again, Kate Schultz said I was that girl that was never going to fill out a link in someone's bio. So I was like, okay, well, she doesn't get people to fill out the link in her bio, so I'm just going to try it out, and it's working really well. The only thing is, obviously, when I'm enrolling people, I don't know as much about them because they haven't filled out a form, but they're enrolling with me for a reason, as Donna said. Like, she's asking them why they enrolled with her, which is actually something that I'm going to implement, because I think it's a great idea, because we can then get a snapshot of why people are connecting with us, which, as Donna said, gives us great leverage for moving forwards and connecting with our tribe even more. Cool, well done, Marty. And who wants to go next? Joey, do you want to go?
Yeah. So I had 0 success with my Sneak Peek, which I've invited loads, nobody wants to be in it. But then I switched it and said, oh, you've missed a Sneak Peek, do you want a one-on-one call to set up? And I've had more success with that. That's
interesting.
So, I've had one girl who's gonna sign up today as a coach. So that's really good, really excited for her. But that's been more, I've had more interaction with that. And also the form, I've sent people to Google links out, can you just fill in that form? And nobody's doing that either. So nobody really likes doing forms, I found.
Nobody does really like doing forms, but it's a good way to get information about them. So yeah, just change it up, do what works for you. I love that you've changed it up.
yeah, so I've just kind of been offering that and hoping that people will jump on a one-on-one call, which has kind of worked quite well actually. So I've had quite a few conversations that way.
Yeah.
But I would like to do an actual sneak peek that some people are actually going to listen to. So it'd be good to get in with somebody, maybe do it together.
Well, just, I don't know whether these guys on here are like going to do another one. Like you could talk to Anchor maybe. But just really think about that. Like, even if you do a sneak peek and you want me to go live in there, or you get some of, like, just be creative, guys. You're your own bosses here. So like, think about it. If it's just your voice and it's one voice, often people, as we said, need to hear different stories. So be creative. Like, maybe just ask a few people. Like, I think one of the number one tips I can give, and I think is one of the reasons that I've seen that success, is from day one, I was never afraid to ask people if they wanted to team up. I asked Claire to team up. That was the best thing I ever did. I asked Brooke to do a diamond dash. That was a really good experience for me. I asked Brooke to do a sneak peek with me. I've also asked Emily Chase, who is the 10-star diamond, like, Million Club, she's going to do a sneak peek with. So just, if you've got people that you've connected with, perhaps other coaches that are watching you, or even within the team, your fear of like reaching out to them, like as a general thing, is going to be the thing that holds you back. Because for the most part, remember, if somebody's a coach like you, if they asked you to team up, what would you say? So like, just honestly go for it. And I know, like, for me, it's probably a bit easier. I'm that way inclined, so I get it, and I get that it's not going to be that easy for everybody, but it really is like my biggest tip. Just use the network, connect with people, go to the super weekends. Another great reason to go. Like, Tiff did her sneak peek with someone from a super weekend that I said to her, like, month 1 or 2, do you want to go to a super weekend? She was like, yeah, great. Oh, the nearest one's in Cardiff. She went and she met someone who she teams up with now, which is great. So yeah, well, good luck. And I know, like, Donna had real success with Donna and Mulder Coach, didn't you, Donna, before the sneak peek?
Yeah, so I basically said, I think because she saw so many people in the group, and because you and I both smashed our stories. Like, it was all I talked about in my stories and in my posts and things like that. And I think she just got a bit of that kind of like FOMO. I think she kind of saw it and she was like, oh, I can't make the sneak peek. And I said, well, that's fine. But, just so you know, we are only taking like 5 girls through each, because, we really want to make sure we spend that proper time like mentoring you and really like getting your business sorted. And so I basically just booked in a call with her that morning and went through everything that I would have gone through in the sneak peek. So I just went through the what, the where, the why, the how. And I probably spent about an hour on the phone to her, and she enrolled straight away, like 10 minutes after the call. And she's absolutely brilliant as well. She's a really, really good girl.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. Like, I've just seen your comment, Donna, about that's exactly what I do. Get a date booked in with them. When they say they can't enroll, great. Okay, you can't enroll. So when could you enroll? I need to work out where you're going to fit with our next mentorship start date. That's what I always do, and lock them into a date. That works so well. And also, like, this is something that Claire and I always used to say, like, be all over your stories, create FOMO. Like, going into a sneak peek, you need to be on your A game. It's like when you promote your post, like, get the visuals up. Know how many, it's like with the bootcamp, know how many spots you've got available, talk about them filling. If you're not personally filling them, use the names of other coaches that we're getting into the team. Like, I've done visuals and used a couple of Donna's coaches' names on the visuals so that it shows that they're filling. So like, that FOMO is one of the biggest things of all, and your enthusiasm for it, clearly. Because if we look excited about it, they are. If we don't look that excited about it, they're not going to be. Yeah. Joey, was there anything else?
No.
Oh yeah, Donna, I'm exactly the same. Like, Donna, guys, always share my stories when any of you get a new coach signed up. It just take them out of the team page, save the photo and put it into your stories. Like, so key. Claire and I used to do that all the time with each other's coaches. And even like Run Wild, Hustle and Shine, when I would like, maybe I wouldn't be enrolling coaches for a while, I would just take their visuals. They don't care. Like I would say to Matt, can I use it? She's like, yes, like anything that leverages your business, just take it free for all. Like seriously, just use it. Who wants to go next? Anka?
Hi.
Hello.
Hey. So I did my sneak peek. I can't even remember when it was. It was New Year's Eve. That was it. It was New Year's Eve. And I did it on my own, which was, oh my God, the most terrifying thing I think I've ever done. Like being shouted at by customers is less scary than doing that sneak peek on my own, but it was so much fun. I enjoyed it. So I had about 30 people in my sneak peek, I think it was. I know I invited some of you guys in as well because I wanted to share my scary thing that I did. And yes, I've only got one coach enrolled from it, my lovely new coach Elaine, who's absolutely lovely. I have a call with her tomorrow, 3:00 my time, 10:00 hers, I think it is. 6-hour difference, so it's a bit of a jump. I've had some connection with some other people that again have got the usual money issue, time issue, and I'm like, wow, I work full time. There's people in my team that have kids, work full time, and still manage to do this. Like, there's zero excuse for your own health and wellness. But again, I think the money thing, the same as I know a lot of you, as well as I know Marty's had the money blockage, so it's a bit like, yeah, just kind of make it work if you're serious about it. But yeah, I've got a few on hold. Some people I've been completely ghosted by since the video, so whether I scared them off or they're just not interested, ain't got a clue, but it's going to be one of them. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I would love to team up with somebody on the next one, and I am actually going to commit to doing a sneak peek every month.
Well done, but that's amazing. Look at that, you were terrified, scariest thing you've ever done, and what have you just said? I'm going to do one every month. That's
every month, why not?
I want to see. That's amazing. That's so, do it with Marty. That would be amazing, because then you have the global piece, which is amazing, and you enrolled someone, which is awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when she said she wanted it, because she was already with Beachbody, but she was only on a quarterly. And when I kind of said to her, I said, right, be like best value of money for you to go on like the full year for what you're spending every single 3 months, plus everything else on top, the coach fee. I said, it just doesn't make any sense. And she was like, yeah, you know what, let's just go all out, do it. I'll sign up with a whole new email address, so I didn't have to do the coach switch thing. And yeah, she's jumped right in. She's starting the bar workouts tomorrow. She's previously done fitness before anyway, so she's really hoping she's going to hit the ground absolutely running through this. She will.
And have you got her the new coach training sent?
No, not yet.
Get that sent to her. So, like, sorry guys, just as an aside for Anka, just make sure when you're on the call with her, have you done the call with her yet?
No, it's tomorrow morning.
So talk her through Beachbody On Demand, the platform, if she's not already in there. Personal development. I always recommend You're a Badass by Jen Sincero, but it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's a great foundational one. And then the training link.
Yes, the
Hustle and Heart. You've got the, I forwarded you the email.
With the
initial email from Sarah, did you?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool. So make sure she gets that ASAP. The quicker you can get them running and knowing what they're doing, the better, and then have like touch points. It's amazing. Amazing work.
Perfect.
And what's your goal this month, Anka?
Well, I didn't hit the goal that I wanted last month, unfortunately. So I'm aiming to get it this month, and that is to hit my Success Club. So I've already got 1 enrolled.
That's amazing.
And I need 2 more to hit what I want to hit this month. I want to do a sneak peek this month. So Marty, we'll have to arrange that.
That's awesome. I love it.
But yeah, I think, and I love this sheet. I'm not going to tell. I've scored it already. I'm not going to tell you.
No, don't worry. When I first did it, I was like, oh,
I'm ashamed.
I don't. You don't. It's not to like call people out. It's just I think you need to call yourself out. That's what I really think you need to do. Um,
And also, I finally got on with BAT by the app. I prefer using the app than using the paper.
do you?
Yeah.
Each their own. Like, I've always been a paper and pen girl. I'm like, anything paper and pen, I'll always go for paper and pen, but you got to do what works best for you.
Yeah, see, I'm a paper and pen girl. I've got about 6 notebooks around me, but for some reason with the BAT, I actually prefer using it on the app because I know I've got it there on my phone.
Yeah, and you're on the go, aren't you? So it makes some sense.
It's handy.
Well done.
Oh, yeah. So
Great work.
all good.
And I hope your back's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It hurts.
Right, who wants to go next?
I will. We're all jumping here. Okay, so Lisa and I did a sneak peek at the end of December.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed it, and we really enjoyed like doing the video. We had a lot of fun with it, and I think it sort of came quite naturally to us. I don't feel scared about doing that kind of thing because as a teacher, my job is talking to people. So, you know, that kind of thing didn't scare me. I think my problem personally with the sneak peek was that I haven't been pushing coaching enough because I've been focusing on boot campers. So I had a few people that are like local friends that I've been talking to who did go in there and had a look. But it's not something, I haven't been pushing coaching aspect of Beachbody at the moment. In terms of my strategy for that, obviously we've got the Super Weekend coming up this weekend, and I'm going to come to Heathrow, and I'm going to use that as like the sort of kicking off point for talking about coaching more, and using that, you know, getting lots of social media stuff from going to that event. So that's my strategy with that. In terms of other things, I think and I've been talking to Donna and Lisa about this, I've identified like the 2 areas, following off your call as well, a few areas that are my weakness. In terms of my coaches, I've, you know, sort of in contact with them, and what I've actually done is I've created my own version of the Success Club tracker for them. So I've turned it into like a Success Club tracker, and I've said to them, look, can you do an hour every day? So I've called it 6 in 60. So it's like 6 things they've got to do. Each of them take 10 minutes. So I've asked them to commit to doing that for me, and they have said they're going to do that. So hopefully that's going to help them see some more traction in their business as well. So for me,
what's the idea? I love it.
So some of the things I've done, I know that my biggest weakness has been tracking. Like I've been like, do I write it? Do I put it on my laptop? What do I do with it? So I actually paid a virtual assistant to set up my Google Streak again for me. And she set it all up and it looks lovely, and now that's all sorted. I think it's going to help me like keep on track of people that I've been talking to, because I think that's been my biggest downfall, is like, who have I been chatting to, and just trying to kind of like keep in the loop with them and remember who I'm talking to. So I think that's been a big downfall for me. And I think my other thing is the transformation, because I've just really struggled to put myself out there like that. And I've struggled with this from the start. And even when I had a massive success with Morning Meltdown and I lost a load of weight from it, I still struggled to put pictures of myself on the internet, and I still struggle with that now. And that's something that I've got to work on massively.
You know where the struggle comes from?
I don't like pictures of myself, full stop. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know.
It's so tricky, isn't it? And I think all of us, like certainly when I started, I was really uncomfortable. Like I started a PT page, and I mean, the thing for me was that I was worried about what people would think about me. But I think when it's, you don't like, and I've been through periods in my life where I've hated my body. Like I had body dysmorphia when I was younger, and that's, you know, I don't know how you crack that one. I suppose it's just, you know,
I feel like even talking about it right now, Izzy, I'm ready to cry.
oh
There's just a massive block there for me, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know.
I don't wanna make you cry.
No, it's not your fault. It's just something that I really struggle with, and I don't know.
Maybe if you just think about it from the perspective of the fact that with that transformation, you're going to help somebody in the way that you needed to be helped, and like the value and power of that is like, I mean, that moves me to tears. That's why I do it.
Yeah.
I know that I can really help someone who really needs help, like I needed help. And that's, you know, that's what we do. I wish I could crack it for you.
Yeah, I know. And if anyone's got any ideas, or if anyone's struggled with it themselves, I would absolutely
you not
love
give him your phone and just get him to do it for you. It's right.
Yeah.
And you have, the thing is, SJ, you have a story, and that is your tribe and your story. So maybe it's just talking about, do you know what, this is really like, and I think I've seen you post about this before in this vein, but like, this is really uncomfortable for me. I really, really hate it. I really hate it. But I really need to share this because it's helped me so much with my body confidence, because it has, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. Oof. Yeah, I've got to get over that one. I absolutely have. I really
maybe go
have.
and see like I don't know what kind of coach you would need to see, but they might be able to really help you if it's like a
yeah.
I don't know, it might be something like that, like all that mindset.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, strategy for me moving forward is Success Club every month, whether that be coaches or boot campers. That's my target and what I'm aiming for. So yeah, I've been doing, it's really funny, obviously like you guys know that I've been doing like a podcast. When I look at my listeners from my podcast, they're all coming from Facebook. And I think one of the things I needed to look at, because I know that we're sort of quite Instagram based, but I'm getting an awful lot of traction and people coming to me and asking advice and things off the back of my podcast, which I'm promoting on Facebook. And I think I need to kind of just make sure that I'm using that, because I'm getting a lot of interaction from that side of things rather than Instagram. So yeah.
And the other thing Kelly mentioned to me yesterday is that she's doing really well from LinkedIn.
Yes.
It'd be amazing for you with a podcast, because it's that professional aspect. So I was going to look at that, but you know, Instagram in itself takes me quite a bit of time in my day, so it's just working out what I'm going to put on LinkedIn. Marty's just written something really nice. That's a good idea.
Okay, let me just have a look, see if I can see the comments. Oh, let's load. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, get some good and get hypnotized on. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, but no, I think photography is a good one, because I can definitely use that on my website and stuff as well. So yeah,
and maybe I don't know, like maybe it does help, maybe it really doesn't help, because I don't know how you feel about it, but maybe like when you post like a picture, like, and you're ready to do it, just share it with the pod so that we go and like it and comment, and you know, sometimes we don't even know the post of that, and get all of our stuff from it.
Thank you.
Well, good luck, SJ. And I look forward to seeing you next weekend.
Yeah.
Perfect. Lisa, I've unmuted you.
Thank you very kindly. Right, I've forgotten what I was even going to say. Oh yeah, so me and SJ did our sneak peek, but because I've been concentrating on mostly boot campers for the whole of like December, and even now I'm still concentrating on boot campers, I've not put anybody into that sneak peek yet. But what I'm going to do is, obviously me and Marty have got our own sneak peek group with Tasha as well. I'm going to put that video in there, and I'm also going to invite everybody I've ever invited to a sneak peek into the new one as well. So I'm going to cover it from both angles. But yeah, up until this point, I've just been concentrating on getting boot campers, basically.
Yeah. That's it. And why is that? Is that just because that's the way that you want to build, with boot campers first and then?
No, I've always wanted to concentrate on building from the coaching opportunity, but as we know, I spent a long time doing that. I spent a long time doing a lot of work on that, and it didn't come to what it was that I wanted it to be. So with Bar Blend getting released in January, I just decided I'll just concentrate on that for the whole of December, get as many people as I can into that, and then try the coaching as well. But I'm still sharing on my stories. I think that's maybe one of my issues. I'm not strategizing enough. I'm sharing both the coaching opportunity and the bootcamp on my stories and on Instagram, and not concentrating on one when I'm posting at any one time. But when it comes,
you mean like a weekly strategy? Do you mean that?
Well, no, more so, oh, what am I going to concentrate on for how long, and how am I going to do that? What's it going to look like? You know, I'm more just covering both things at one time. So you'll probably see I do 2 posts a day on Instagram, and one of them is always about my workouts, and the other one is always either about the bootcamp or the coaching opportunity. So I don't have a strategy when it comes to that. I'm not good at planning.
I don't know though. I still think that's good, because you're showing the exercise and you're showing either the bootcamp or the coaching. Yeah. I think, did you get like a planner with like, this is when I'm going to do my boot? So that's what you need to do. That will change everything. Because honestly, Lisa, I was like you for I've just been winging it with a planner. Like honestly, like you guys, well, you may or may not know, I'm not naturally like a planner. Like I just wing it. Like that's just who I am. But actually it's really, I'll tell you what it will help you the most with, Lisa, your confidence, because you will be confident with what you're inviting to, because you'll be clear and comfortable on, right, that date, that starts, so I'm going to start inviting for it here, and that's going to be my posting strategy. And honestly, it will give you confidence. And I think as well, subliminally, your audience are going to see that confidence, because it's like there was a national wake-up call the other day, and the girl was saying, I start my bootcamp on this date, and so I'm going to start inviting from this date, and I'm telling people there are this many spots, and she was cut and dry, and she was saying basically, I'm cut and dry on when it's starting, so I'm really confident, I know what I'm doing, I know where they're going. And I honestly think that could be like a missing link for you, because then you can like start to plan back, which is what I started to do. And then every day I know, right, am I doing a call to action for bootcamp or coaching, and how's that going to look?
Yeah, well, I've basically been doing call to actions for both nearly every single day. But the only invites I've been doing is for the bootcamp. So yeah.
So if you're focusing on the bootcamp, just focus on the bootcamp invites.
But I still want coaches.
But if you focus on the bootcamp and then want coaches, unless you're clear on, I'm going to focus on the bootcamp, but I'm still going to get coaches, which is kind of what I do, and have a strategy for that, it will be confused. People will. So maybe just, did you note down the planner I got? It is really good. Did you note it down?
No, I didn't. No.
Just write the title down. It's in Amazon.
Okay, no worries.
Honestly, trust me, it will really help you.
Okay, can you download them offline from anywhere?
I don't know. Probably. You probably can if you go to Amazon. You know what it's like. You can
have a look and see if there's any online ones.
But I really think like just spending, like it didn't even take me that long. And then once I'd done it, Lisa, I was like, oh, a bit like when I spoke to you about Streak, I was like, I don't know why I didn't do this like 18 months ago.
I've still not done it.
You're the same character type as me. Like it takes you a while to come around to it, but you really.
I've got to borrow SG's woman to set mine up for me.
There you go. Just yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting on. See, I don't have time for that. I'll pay someone to do it. What was I going to say? So obviously I think we've just found one of my weak points. My other weak point is I'm not good at self-reflection, because I think I'm good at everything, and so I need to genuinely figure out what I'm not doing. But checking back on my previous backs, and I can see where all my crosses are, that's definitely telling me what I'm not doing. So I must be amazing at everything else. It's just the things I'm not doing.
Are they the income producing activities by any chance?
Yeah. But I'm amazing at the rest. We're all good. No, there are some things I'm just not doing on a daily basis.
Okay, that's your whole.
Yeah.
You need to. You can't say you're doing everything if you're not doing everything.
Well, I'm not. I'm just saying I'm doing the things I'm doing really, really well, but I'm just not doing everything. It's in black and white. It's like, that's what I'm not doing. And it's really,
it happens to the best. Seriously, it happens to me. Like, if I leave a black hole somewhere, I'll be honest, like, it's often in the same place, but I don't do it every day. Just don't leave black holes in the same place every day, Lisa.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of things that I just don't do on a regular basis, and I'm thinking, God, I didn't even realise it was.
I wish I was you for just a second. I'm just so bloody awesome.
What?
Can you read the comments, Lisa?
It's true though, and
well, I can't help you with that one either. Like, I can't force your pen to paper, whatever the heck it is.
No, I know what I'm not doing. That's the thing, but I was thinking about. I don't know if anybody else uses them. You know how we've obviously got our bat. There's that one, and then one of the other coaches that you did a call with, she was really, really good. She said that she had come up with her own bat, and there was one for a walker, a jogger, and a runner.
Yes.
I think I'm going to get on better with them, so I'm going to try them. I've got obviously until
they're in the team page, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, no, I've printed them off. I've got them here, and I'm going to try them because I think I like the look of them a little bit better, and I think that will help me. So that's my plan anyway. So yeah,
is like, she's insane at getting her girls started, and I swear one of the reasons for that are those trackers. Because it immediately addresses, right, where are you and what do you want to do, and this is what you need to do to get there. And it's super simple, those walker, runner, jogger.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do after I finish this week's one. I'm going to start on that next week and see how we got on with that. But yeah, I know what I'm not doing now, so that's what I'm going to concentrate on.
Perfect. So yeah, like, this year's for the taking for all of you here. And as Lisa said, like, I'm not very good at self-reflection, but self-reflection is so crucial, because you know in your heart of hearts where needs work, and if you want it badly enough, you will do it, and you'll help change so many lives, and that's what we're here for. So remember, at the root of all of this, I know, like, sometimes, yeah, like, you look at this and it's a lot to do, but we're helping people change their lives, and in turn we're changing our own, and look how it's changed ours. So perhaps when you've got like a mindset block on whatever it is you're doing, just hold that comment strong and remember why you're here, because it is pretty amazing what we do and the power of what we do. But if we don't do the stuff that can then help us help the people, then we can't help people transform their lives, which is, like, I bloody love this, so I want to share it with as many people as I can. Yeah, was there anything else anyone wanted to add? Oh, Team Cup. I will just mention Team Cup here. I hope you're all in a Team Cup team. I think I'm in a Team Cup team, but I'm not quite sure we've finalised all of the members. But if you haven't, start reaching out to people and thinking about who's going to really help push you to your goals. We won it last year in the UK, so I'm going live actually in the Business Builder page tomorrow at some stage to talk about it. But don't underestimate that. I literally doubled my numbers in February, and I said to myself, right, and all of our team did, right, we're just going to double numbers for February. It's just 1 month and see what happens. And it was incredible what we did. So that momentum, it's really fun as well. It's really fun to do it together and to walk across stage at Summit. So yeah, if you haven't got a Team Cup team, make sure you do that. Perfect. Was there anything else, guys? No? Now to get on the follow-ups before all our groups start tomorrow. All right, guys. Well done. Good luck. Take care. Bye.